Stop hiding, nephew. It only prolongs the pain.
I've shown that clip to so many of my clients, and every single one of them goes quiet. Not because of the action, not because it's Michelle Yeoh, because they recognize something. They recognize themselves. Look, I've got a whole video coming on Shang-Chi. Love the film so much, but Michelle Yeoh deserved her own video. So this is a standalone one, but relax, Shang-Chi is coming next. So here's what I see every week in my coaching practice. Smart people, really talented people, people with real ideas and real experiences. They're sitting in meetings, silent. Not because they have nothing to say, but because something is stopping them. And that something has a name. It's called hiding. Maybe you know what I mean. You have a thought, a good one, and you keep it in your head. You wait for the right moment, but that moment never comes. Someone else says it. They get the credit. You sit there thinking, that was mine. Today, I want to show you exactly what hiding is costing you at work. I'm going to give you 2 tools from this film that will change how you show up in every meeting from today. Let's go back to Ying Nan. She is training Shang-Chi to face something that's been chasing him his whole life.
Who you are. Stop hiding, nephew. It only prolongs the pain.
But she doesn't give him the speech. She's not a big speech here, is it? She doesn't motivate him with big words. The simplicity of this, she simply says, stop hiding. It will only prolong the pain. I love it. I love it. I love it. Stop hiding. It only prolongs the pain. Here's what she's not saying. She's not saying you're weak. She's not saying you should be better by now. She is saying the hiding itself is the source of the pain. Not the thing you're hiding from, it's the hiding. And I want you to sit with that for a second. Hold space for that for just a moment, because in the workplace, especially if you're a non-native English speaker, hiding looks like this. It comes across like this. You don't offer an idea in a meeting and you wait. You don't disagree with your manager, you nod. You don't ask the question, but you don't understand. You just pretend. And every time that you do that, every time you choose to stay quiet, you're training your brain to believe one thing. My voice doesn't belong in this room. That's the pain. That is the pain that Ying Nan is talking about, not the discomfort of speaking up, the slow erosion of your confidence every time that you don't. So what do you do? So what do? You just need one phrase. One simple entry point that gets you into the conversation. It gets you in before your brain can't stop you. Here it is. I would like to share a thought on that. I would like to share a thought on that. That's it. Write this one down. It's 7 words. This is your entry point. You say those 7 words and then you speak. You don't wait to be perfect. You don't wait until you've rehearsed it. You say, I would like to share a thought on that, and then you stop hiding. Ying Nan doesn't say stop hiding and then give Shang-Chi 20 steps, right? It's one instruction. That's all he needed, was one instruction is all you need to. One instruction is all you need to. Now, I want to talk about something that sits underneath the hiding. Because for a lot of my clients, and I hear this every week, is the hiding isn't about strategy, it's about identity. They believe somewhere deep, somewhere deep that who they are isn't enough. Their accent isn't right, their background isn't impressive enough, their English isn't native. And look, that belief, that's the real thing that keeps them silent. So let me show you the second Michelle Yeoh moment, because this one, it goes even deeper.
You are a product of all who came before you. The legacy of your family, the good and the bad. It is all a part of who you are.
You are a product of all who came before you. You are a product of all that came before you, the legacy of your family, the good, the bad. It's all part of who you are. I want to ask you something personal. I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever felt ashamed of your accent? Not embarrassed. I'm not talking embarrassed. Do you feel ashamed? Have you ever felt ashamed of your accent? Like you wish you could just press a button and you would sound different. Sound more American, more British, maybe even more Aussie for some strange reason. Most of my clients say yes. Some of them have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on accent reduction courses, trying to erase the part of themselves that sounds like where they came from. Here's the hard truth that I give them. You can modify your pronunciation. That's fine. But you cannot and you should not erase who you are. Because who you are is not the liability. This is actually your biggest asset. What Ying Nan is telling Shang-Chi, and she's telling you, she's telling you this, you are not successful in spite of where you came from. You are successful because of it. Your ability to work across cultures, it's a product of your background. Your ability to read a room in 2 languages, but that's a product of your background. Your resilience, because building a career in a second language is genuinely hard, is also a product of your background. The professionals who rise in Western corporate environments, they don't succeed because they erased their culture. They succeed because they learned to use it. This is your phrase section. This is the phrase section. And look, this is the phrase you need to memorize. In my experience working across cultures, I found that you're not hiding where you came from anymore, right? You're using it. And you're using it as your authority. As a native English speaker, they can't say the same line, not the same way you can, not with the weight that you can, because it's not true for them. For you, your competitive edge, Ying Yan didn't tell Shang-Chi to forget his heritage. She told him, stand in it. Okay, here's how these 2 lessons connect. You stop hiding, not when you get better at English, not when your accent improves, not when you get the promotion. You stop hiding when you stop being ashamed of who you are. Because the hiding and the shame, they're both the same thing. Ying Nan gave Shang-Chi 2 gifts in this film: permission to stop hiding and pride in where he came from. That's what I want to give you today. You have these 2 phrases to work with now. So number 1, I would like to share a thought on that. Number 2, in my experience working across cultures, I found that use them this week. Not when you're ready, use them now. Because as Ying Nan said, the hiding only prolongs the pain. If you haven't got anywhere to practice, jump into my Discord community. You can practice it in the chat there. I'm happy to help with some guidance. I read every comment. I'm happy to help with some guidance. And look, if this video has helped you, look, I request you share it with one person at work who needs to hear this as well. And look, as I mentioned, if you want the full breakdown of every movie phrase that I'm using with my clients, it's in the description. You can join the Discord group to download it. If you're not on Discord, just DM me or leave a comment. I don't know, Michelle Yeoh, and I will send you a copy of the PDF so you don't have to go download it yourself. I look forward to seeing you in the next film. Cheers.